Ugh, so hot.
Well, yeah. We've reached the inner portion of Berg Volcano.
We need to find that starship. And fast! think Hootel's hungry.
Funny. I could have sworn that was your stomach making all the racket.
What kind of poem is that?
A sparse one.
of the trash. Look sharp!
Orochi Fury! You're mine!
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Don't mind if I do.
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara.
Far enough!
No armor can stop me!
Remind me to stay on your good side.
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
I'll smash you!
Searing flame. Reload.
Benedict, take this!
That's it!
Dazzle!
Black
Here's a
Mirage!
Flaming medium!
Crush! Orochi Fury!
I never miss!
Here I'm ready! Chill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Take this! Catapult!
Look sharp!
Catapult! Mirage! Infernal Torrent! Take this!
Let's keep up the pressure! Switch to
Flame inside me! You'll be let free!
Going in!
Art expert coming through.
Ignite!
Hurricane foot!
Here's a healing arc.
Look
Now
sharp!
you see what I can do!
First aid. My watch.
One more!
You're mine! Can you take it?
Ready to go! Do it! Black
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
You're mine! I'm not...
Annihilation.
I can feel my power growing!
Huh.
You can make plants grow instantly? What if we use this for fruits and vegetables?
I'd rather not be our party's fertilizer. Thank you very much.
My face is starting to sting. My throat feels super parched.
Here, have some water. Just make sure you don't drink too much.
Thanks.
You want some too, Shion? Oh, wait. I bet you're hungry more than anything, aren't you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Get lost!
I'll kick you all off!
It's far enough!
Take this! Are those rockets? Orochi Fury!
Pesky airborne
Back in there to
scoundrels!
fetch!
Sounds like a job for
Glad you
yours
found your
truly!
uses.
I'll show you how
Charge
useful I
like
can
that could
be!
easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Burn in hell!
Meteor!
No escape! I can carve through armor! You apart!
By the Make it rain!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
This one's
Go
mine!
instant. I'm also
take it?
guard
This
sealed.
one's mine!
Can't get out of this!
The enemy wields armor.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing arc.
My turn!
Look sharp!
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Going in!
Dazzle!
Perhaps now isn't the time.
I really
I
don't.
can handle it!
Captivity! I'm ready!
Impressive! I didn't even get to have my turn.
History abounds with tales of lords' daring exploits.
Maybe you'll share some with
Anything
me.
in armor is all mine!
Mega
Be
ray.
still! Tear!
This one's mine!
Take this! No escape!
one's all mine! Here I come!
Make it rain!
Blow them away!
Let the marksman handle it.
Burn in hell!
By the power of water. Where are you going?
Elusive
This one's mine!
Do it!
Hitting pile driver!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
They really made us work for that one.
And thus our strength yet grows.
Blood that's rending you apart! Bloody howling! Resonate with the earth!
Burning blood! You have to aim for the bright area on their backs.
We've got flyers!
It's crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you're going, everyone. If you fall, there will be nothing left of you.
Exactly.
I didn't know you had that sort of...
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go! This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone!
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared!
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogle? Take care of them while keeping an eye on it!
You picked the wrong fight!
Inferno crossing!
You're mine!
Lunar Crossing!
Inferno crossing!
Denied!
Here I come!
Going in!
Lightning thrust!
Annihilation!
Orochi Fury!
That's it!
Hurricane Fallen! Reload!
Going in!
I'm out of ammo! Where are you going?
One more!
Here I come!
Demon Rack!
It's over!
Let's keep up the pressure!
Orochi Fury!
Elusive deity!
Annihilation!
Megasonic thrust! Here!
Look sharp!
Shattering glacial heat!
Here's the power!
Inferno! I'll smash you! Elusive
Going in.
deity!
The flame inside me
Inferno
has to be
fire!
let free! Take this! I'm not
Soaring blast!
Don't mind if I do!
Demon Rack!
Hear me! Flame of
Be
fury!
still!
Burning strike!
take it?
Hear my call!
Down!
Orochi Fury!
Look sharp! Flag assault!
Take this!
Flaming meteor!
In a bind?
You're mine!
Going in! Nothing gets
Elusive
by
deity!
me! Hurricane strike!
Soaring blast!
Look sharp!
Lightning thrust!
One more!
You're mine! Strike! It's over!
Magna Ray!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for! Get behind me!
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Burn in hell!
How about this?
This one's mine!
Hurricane
Take
strike!
it! I'm not done!
Look sharp!
I'll heal you
One
all!
more! Going in!
Healing
Here I
Going
go!
in!
Ready!
Hurricane strike!
Not on my watch!
This one's
Here
mine!
I come! Orochi Fury!
The tempest engulfs
Falling
you!
storm! By the power of water! Hurricane
The
strike!
blackened blade!
Burning strike! Spread!
Elusive deity!
Look sharp!
That's it!
Orochi Fury!
Megasonic thrust!
Radical
Can't
heal!
get out of this!
Here! You're
Back
finished!
into the fray!
Lightning thrust! It's on! Hey!
Their arms were interrupted! This one's mine! Glacial Field! Make it rain!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique! Lord up!
You're mine! No escape!
Now you see what I can do! On thy sins! They
Mine!
cannot
Mine!
blackened blade!
Going in! If it's in the sky, it's mine! Where are you going?
Strike! Orochi Fury!
Amazing!
Begin!
Look sharp!
Lightning thrust!
Taking wildfire!
Hurricane
Soaring
Fury!
blast!
Look sharp!
You're mine!
That's it!
You're finished!
Captivity!
You're mine!
Lunar Blast!
Orochi Fury!
Thunder Confiscated! Magna Ray!
No escape!
I'll blind you into
My head's spinning just watching you!
Here!
Can you take it?
Here I
Does it
come!
hurt?
I'm not done! You're finished!
Radiant Blood!
How about this? Make it rain! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life! Take this!
Take this!
Here come more!
We'll just have to keep fighting.
Leave the enemy's arc to me.
They might
No
get out of
place
here!
This one's mine.
Here's a healing arc.
They may have bit off
more than I could chew. First aid.
On your knees.
Let the marksman handle this. Hurricane strike.
They've gotten surrounded.
Burn in hell! Begin!
Gemini Alpha. Hurricane strike. Ready.
This one's mine.
Make it ready!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Reflect on thy sins.
Not a chance!
Might with
I'm not done! Tear!
Going in. Annihilation.
Orochi's Fury!
Not on my watch. Annihilation.
everlasting darkness. Negative six.
Here, let me hide this up.
You may be strong, but I'll never back down! Try harder! You're mine! Strike!
Where are you going?
Orochi's Fury!
The deity.
I'm ready!
I'll
It's
heal
over!
you all.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
I'll heal you all. Arnex. Spurt coming through. Healing circle.
Far enough!
I'm in your debt.
I don't know what I do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time.
Another incantation ruined.
Not today! I try harder!
On your knees.
Not a chance!
Now
I'm not done! Now!
Here, let
Take
me help.
this!
I'll heal you all.
Take this!
Now you see what I can do!
Healing circle.
And just like that, I'm back in it.
Start by holding
Here
the
I
front
go.
line.
No sooner said than
Do
done.
it. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
This one's mine.
That did it!
Reinforcements incoming!
Not a problem.
Lightning
Mind if I
meteor!
do? Ready. Blaze of fear. Here's evil.
Orochi's Fury!
Freeze.
Hurricane Dawn!
This one's mine!
Rending you apart!
Orochi's Fury!
Everlasting darkness!
Far enough!
Resonate with the earth!
Burn!
Anything in armor is all mine!
I owe you one.
Begin!
It's over!
Down the wind! Prepare to be sealed!
By the power of water, falling storm.
Orochi's Fury!
Mega ray. Tiger blade. Annihilation. Mega ray.
Now!
Going
You're
in.
mine! Try harder!
In a bind?
Take this!
An outstanding strike!
Here's a healing circle. Going
You're
in.
mine! I'm not done! Mega Piston!
Lunar corruption.
You picked the wrong fight!
Guess I have to
I'm
use
ready.
it sometime.
I never miss.
I got you!
Here I come!
Appreciate the help!
No escape! Here!
Here's a healing arc.
Mega Piston!
Damn it. Not on my watch.
I'm gonna need more of that.
Hear my call.
meteor!
Spread.
Shattering pieces!
Attack time!
You're finished! Lightning thrust!
Denied!
Here I come! I'm not done!
Hurricane
Cancel!
strike. Downfall.
This
Take
one's
this
mine!
nonsense! No escape! You're finished!
By the power of water.
Megatonic thrust!
strike.
Here I come!
Here's a
I'm
healing
not
arc.
done!
This debt shall not be forgotten.
Captivity!
Not today!
Taking too many hits!
You're mine! No escape! Here!
Healing circle.
Let me at him!
Can you
Back
take
into the
it?
doing. Astral energy.
Say no more!
Hear me. Flaming
There.
fury.
This one's mine!
Water.
Storm!
Anything in armor is
I
all
never
mine!
miss. Radiant. Not on my watch. Here.
Make it right!
It's over. Downfall.
Benediction light.
Take this! I owe you one. Tear!
Watch and hurricane strike!
Orochi's fury!
I'm ready!
No
Striking left, denied!
Tornado drive!
Hurricane strike!
Here I come!
Elusive deity!
Look sharp!
Be
Eagle ray!
still!
Take this!
Mirage!
I'll
I'm
heal you!
No
gone!
escape!
Prepare to be sealed!
Here I come!
Healing circle!
Counter!
That's it!
You're my...
Looks like you came to my rescue again.
You need to be careful. With the blazing sword and with my thorns.
Shia.
Into the shadows!
Begin!
Falling storm!
Elusive deity!
Make it rain!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Ready and raring!
It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
Leave the chargers to me!
How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it. Just
Elton!
watch and learn. That's enough! Go back down! Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
I'm in good form. I'll crush any enemy with my mate.
Awesome! We've got an avatar of... What do you know? Another big fire monster with nothing better to do than get in our way!
I wonder where the rest of those lights ended up landing. It looked like they were pretty scattered.
Well, whatever they're after, let's just hope none of them are anywhere near a city. An ambush on civilians is the last thing we need.
Well, no rest for the wicked, right? Though with 1 down and 3 to go, it sounds like our headache is just beginning.
I thought you liked the opportunity to flex your muscles.
Against those things? It's not like I have a death wish. Besides, we've already got our hands full saving the world. Dying stupidly won't be much help to the cause.
Yeah, I guess I can't argue with that logic. Sorry.
Hey, is that it over there?
Alphen?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alphen.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave. We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissalma, too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns. Shion?
Huh? Yeah.
Where? Shion? Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her own? Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shionne. But tell me how... How is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shionne, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to...
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissama on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the Thorns.
But that's... too much. It's way too much.
When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Dahnans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shionne!
Alphen?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alphen.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. Fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shionne, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shionne is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shionne. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys... You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
Did you know?
You mean about
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off. But it's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shion. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point. But I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is. Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard? How could I?
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody. I just figured that that was the type of person she was. But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so
I'm sure it made her happy.
You...
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shion's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each...
Rinwell.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still. Even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very fun.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams. But a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands. So many clues. Yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Well, that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelegion. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire...
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right. Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Dahnans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the Blazing Sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renins. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then, I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Dahnans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Huh? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, we thought we'd turn the tables and critique your appearance for a change.
It's not fair if we're the only ones subjected to it.
What?
Did you guys hear? Apparently, she found that dress of hers in some old ruins.
Alphen, we haven't heard from you yet. Would you care to tell us your verdict?
Sure, I guess. To be honest, when I first saw Shion in that dress, I
Quit it!
was absolutely captivated.
Alright, I think that's enough fun for one day.
This is perfect! I'll have everybody's mouths watering.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
I've been thinking about what we discussed earlier. His reasons might not have been pure, but in the end, Dohalim still made Elda Menancia a place where Dahnans and Renans can coexist. I thought everyone would welcome that change, with open arms. After so much failure, do you think I even have the right to pursue my ideal?
It doesn't matter what I think.
I know what I want to say, but I can't.
Everybody makes mistakes in life, Kisara. Everybody. It's what you do, but you already knew that.
Yeah. More to the point, Dohalim needs someone who can push him forward.
If we see that happening, we'll set him straight. Don't worry. We'll look out for both of you. I have to say, though, if you turned out this well modeling yourself after Miguel, he really must have been a great man.
What, you didn't believe me before? I'm pretty sure I've been going on about him since I joined up. If you need more convincing, I've got plenty more.
Maybe another time.
Don't worry. Once I finish folding these clothes, I'll go to sleep. Before we go, do you guys have everything? Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that! You're going to jinx us!
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right?
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but, well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shionne's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Dahnans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shionne? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
You okay?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down. Alphen? Was it some...
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean... you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right?
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now. And those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Dahnans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara,
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Hey, Alphen, listen to this! So Law and I were...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay.
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like...
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me, though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotion. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more... Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming. What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, but...
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had... They called it treatment. But in truth...
You mean...
That's right. All I work day in and day out. Every single day. One test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world...
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to...
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better...
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy?
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery. As if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shionne. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Dahnan victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can...
You bet we can pull it.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly...
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of...
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral art...
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate...
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Danan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shionne?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to act...
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who's such...
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you... He is! Lost Blush...
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this Red Woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That Red Woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shionne...
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still under...
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this Red Woman is here. And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden?
I don't know, hence my desire to find... In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
And you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time. Possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble.
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds.
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the...
There's only one way to find out.
Shionne's right.
All right. Beyond that wall line... There's a city.
Thinking about what could be
For such a loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at...
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want
So how many Renans actually live?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most of the city's basic functions.
There's Zeugles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't...
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this?
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused it?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim?
Avakir, I'm glad to see...
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people...
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me...
They're with me. More importantly...
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and we're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening.
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the
Forbidden Zone?
Trust me. The less you know.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home, let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the...
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you.
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here and...
We need more information.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone.
Let's leave the talking to Shion.
Good idea.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Danans among us.
What could be so important? It's just... unbelievable. Uprooting...
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dana, and then sending it to Rena.
But why do all this? What for?
Whatever their purpose.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
You heard him. You don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
So, I've been wondering...
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration, to avoid all this chaos.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think... Trust me, as far as... It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an...
Sorry.
Not at all. This place is a mystery.
Yeah.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of
Your lordship! Oh, what a great honor! I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I witnessed the deaths of so many...
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but...
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the...
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise.
Never mind. Forget I asked. Is everything okay?
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself.
I suppose the Sovereign knows I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Danica.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could.
But of course. Please, I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different courts.
It's worth investigating. I shall go and assess.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling him?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord.
Oh dear, whatever did we do?
You really have no clue?
Would that I have. Alas, we have no choice. But do my eyes deceive? I believed he was on Danica.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis Mute, the Ilkaris house has produced a great many
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Well, we've canvassed the city for
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent. Which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth. That Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that...
Yeah. That one guy even said Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true...
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them...
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is.
No.
Neither have I. In which case, it be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this...
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danan. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made Sovereign for the same reason? Because...
I can't say for sure.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Get. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron... The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off limits to every...
Then it's decided.
One of the citizens... Let's go find it! I didn't realize Renan...
And yet,
It is the way...
Even so, I used to think it was
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become...
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice.
I would never stoop to such scandal.
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn?
Now you've got me curious. Is there
Let's see.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
Hey! What's got into Alvin and
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird...
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll...
With nobody left to run the show. I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld. And all their lords were sent to Dan.
But Dohalim was a lord.
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite...
Even if the other lords were still around,
I wonder what they'd... Balsif, Ganabelt, Almaidru... Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing...
I know.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenigan. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Yeah.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from
What?
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Pardon.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief...
Ridiculous.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must...
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current Sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former Lord of Cyslodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming Sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the Sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, Sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renan by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Corps existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was—
But why are you here? Wait, nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as—
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation—
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Dahnan rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you...
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim! What the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
You're just a coward!
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.